NFL action. The Pittsburgh Steelers, the Houston Texans, both off big road wins last week. The Texans, I'll tell you what, if you're in the Circa Survivor pool and you didn't have the Houston Texans or the Dallas Cowboys, you are absolutely rejoicing today. But let's talk about this game. Pittsburgh, a 3-point road favorite, a total of 41. I know a lot of you guys love the TNA, watch the Bet On It segments, and I'm going to go right to the database in this game. NFL trends and systems work so much better in the professional leagues because the difference is so much smaller between college football. You may have a 12 or 14-point gap between the best and worst teams. And a couple situations I want to pull out here for this game. I know a lot of people are going to say, oh my gosh, Pittsburgh off a road win Sunday night. Now they have a short week. They're traveling back home and they have to travel to Houston. And oh yeah, by the way, their flight from Las Vegas back to Pittsburgh had to stop at Kansas City because of plane problems. Nothing dramatic. They got back a few hours later, but they did have some issues. I want to point out this. Back-to-back road games in the NFL is one of those myths that I busted in the myth betting guide that's available on my homepage. When you have NFL teams playing back-to-back road games, they have cashed over 50% against the spread. When they won that first game and they're on the road on the second, going all the way back to 2018, they have actually cashed 53.1%. One thing I want to point out on the Houston side, Houston, I'll tell you what, you can say it's an upset because they were a huge underdog, but they outplayed Jacksonville. Stroud impressed the hell out of me. He really looked good, made the right decisions, had a much higher YPA than Trevor Lawrence did. That was a legitimate win for Houston. Nothing fluky about it. But when I went to the database and looked how NFL teams do off a big upset and now they're back at home, those teams have actually only covered 37.8% against the spread. The Steelers' defense was huge against the Browns in their win 2 weeks ago with a couple defensive scores or a couple defensive turnovers leading to scores. It was huge again with Garoppolo throwing interceptions last week. Stroud is a quarterback that tries to extend the field. He was able to do that against Jacksonville. I don't think he'll be able to do that against Pittsburgh. In fact, when teams average 35 passes or more against the Steelers, folks, this is going back all the way to 2014. The Steelers' back seven is dynamic for a quarterback that likes to throw the ball a lot. When that occurs, 68.1% of all the Steeler games have gone under the total. When you have an early season away favorite of 3 or more in the NFL, weeks 1 through 6, those games have gone under 62.7% of the season. We saw Houston's offense score 9 against Baltimore, 20 against Indy. We saw the rush attack gain 72 and 52 yards in the game. And we saw Stroud throw the ball 44 and 47 times those first few games against Baltimore and Indy. Houston knows Stroud has to throw the ball. As I said, Pittsburgh's back seven knows how to keep that ball in front of them, not give up those big plays, make this young quarterback drive down, likely get into some red zone issues. So I'm not afraid about the back-to-back road games. I do like to fade teams off those big upsets. I lean Pittsburgh -3, but I'm going to go under in this one again. Under 41, the way I'm looking, Steelers get the win. An opinion on the Steelers -3, but best bet for this video, under 41. I appreciate you guys watching. It's the only NFL video I'm doing. I did 2 college football videos already. Make sure you check them out and all the great videos among the Wager Talk handicappers here on Wager Talk TV.